What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Sweet. What up? What up? What up? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, everybody. Let's get to it. All right. So, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be a crazy one. This is going to be a crazy one, all right? So get on up in here. Get on up in here. It's going to be a crazy one right here, man. It's going to be a crazy one tonight, all right? Cash App, Soul Mirror 29, PayPal, Suicide H 29. Okay, y'all. So we are here. The day has finally came upon us. That brother Polight has finally got charged and convicted. He took a plea deal, so he was lying this whole time. I ain't take no plea deal, and I don't do no plea deal. And y'all don't want to tell me about my plea deal. But you know how this shit go, y'all. So without no further ado, I don't need to. We're gonna listen to brother Polight. We're gonna listen to him first, and then we'll get to the audio of the tape of his victim mom, and then the charges and all of that. So let's get to it. No further ado. We ain't got to worry about it. Let's go.
Main moment is that I have pled guilty to child molestation. So let me clear up the two things that need to be addressed. Did I make a plea? There's been no plea. Did I plead guilty to child molestation? Never did. So the people that are spreading this rumor, I'm asking you out of respect to my family, respect to my wives, respect to my children, because you clearly hate me. And you clearly hate me more than you have any love for another child. So I ask you guys to respectfully stop spreading rumors. I never made a plea, and I never pled to no damn child molestation. So no matter how much you want to believe it, no matter how much you want to propagate it, no matter how much it excites you to say that, it's absolutely false. I never made a plea, and I never pled to no damn child molestation. So these two things need to be rectified right now. There are no pleas on my behalf, and I have not pled to no damn child molestation. So please stop the freaking rumors. The last thing I'm going to address very quickly. This means that people are lying. If I was lying, you would be able to find something that contradicts what I'm saying. I made no plea, and there is no plea for child molestation on my behalf. I never plead to no child molestation, and I never made a plea in the first place. These are lies. These are lies.
What up, Nisa? What up, Nisa? How you doing?
And that's it. Now you can try to turn it into a conversation about what you should say is this and what you should say is that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I ain't paid 6 figures for a defense, for me to be out here speaking on my own behalf during a wild ass situation. Now the white man's the goddamn devil to you guys all the damn time, every day around the week. Until he says something about someone that disagrees with your religion or your politics. Lastly, before I get off this live, I just want to address the likes of this guy. Just finding out who he is. Hold on. Who's this guy? What's this guy's name? I'm trying to get it clear. Hold on. Let's get it clear. Okay, got it. This guy's name is supposed to be Tony the Closer, right? So this Tony the Closer guy, this Tony the Closer guy, he posted this. Brother Polight pleads guilty to molesting a 14-year-old child. It's a complete lie. So people reached out to him via the same post that he posted. Okay, hold on. Let's get you guys into it. He posted this. His name right there. Tony the Closer. You see that? Tony the Closer. I don't even, just find out who this dude is. His name is Tony the Closer. So he posted that I pled guilty to molestation of a 14-year-old child. He posted that. When informed that that is character defamation, this is not true. When he was informed that this is absolutely false, there has been no plea, and I never pled to no damn child molestation, guess what happened? He took this down. But guess what other people did? Other people reposted this as if it was a fact. So we screen recorded the video, screenshot it to make sure we knew who did it. Because I got several people that kept sending this to me. So I'm like, who the hell is this Tony the Closer guy? Who is this guy? So what's crazy is he took an old video over 2 years ago and put this fake caption up here like it was true. So he entices you with the video and then puts a fake caption there. When informed that this is character defamation, you know what he did? He took the video down and put up a new one and retitled it, and it's still incorrect, says that I took a plea, but there was no plea that took place. So all you guys running around, like I just got off the phone with a brother and tried to explain to him that it's irresponsible to repost something without doing your due diligence, but he ain't want to listen. He want to take it like I'm threatening him and this, that, and the third. And I'm trying to tell the brother respectfully, you know where you got the information from? The dude that posted it took it down. So you could do what you want with it. You could keep it up. But I said, bro, I ain't coming at you. Other people will deal with it totally differently, meaning legally. Other people will deal with you totally differently. I'm not. I'm just telling you, good brother, this has to stop. I can't even get through to him, and that's okay. He can live his life the way he wants. Now look at this guy right here. This is one of the goofy people that took Tommy the Closer's post, or what's his name? Tony the Closer's post. I'm gonna give him the clout that he wants. This guy's called King Earner Official Page. He said, so many vouch for this kitten. He said, so many vouch for this kitten, Brother Polight, but as we see, he pled out and is going to jail for 60 days after touching his 14-year-old stepdaughter. No honor in his veins. Honor snatch. So this person now, whoever this is, talking about he snatched my honor. He's saying that I'm going to jail for 60 days for pleading guilty to child molestation. Does that even make sense? Mental health is at an all-time rise in the Black community. He said that I'm doing 60 days in prison to a plea of child molestation. Do they even give you 60 fucking days for something like that? This is the type of goofy stuff that people reaching out to me asking me if it's true. Asking me if it's true. So just so I can slow it down. These are lies. And no matter how much you hate me and want to flip it and change the narrative, well, even if that's a lie, how come you don't do this? Or how come you don't say that? Or how come you don't? Yo, listen, bro. You have to be a wicked person. I don't know who this Tony the Closer guy is. I don't know who he is. Oh, that's why that shit look like that. There we go. We got it now. I was trying to figure out why it looked like that. Yeah, so I don't know who this Tony the Closer guy is, but I know about you now, and we on your body, boy. What you should have did is just apologize. My bad, I put out misinformation. Don't take this post down when crazy people like this start running with it, talking about I'm doing 60 days in prison for pleading guilty. Don't take this post down, put up a new post, retitle it, and still say that I pled when there's no plea. So again, I said this for the people that rock out with me. Didn't do this for the goofies that no matter what I say or do, they want to find a new argument, because this ain't the time for no arguments. And you Negroes aren't the people that need to be talked to, per se. But what Son is doing, he's about to be Tasha K. And what I'm strongly suggesting to you people out there, because I got the bread to be petty, and I'm going to be petty, trust me. Petty hour is nearing. Petty hour is nearing. I got the bread to be petty. And so what I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters out there, before you cut and paste, take misinformation and run with it. Because I'm going to tell you something. Calling someone a pedophile, saying someone pled guilty to child molestation, and then finding out there was no plea and I never pled to nothing like that, that is completely wrong. Now, I don't got no threats for the brother Tony the Closer. Shit, I don't even know him. But I know it's very malicious for you to take an old video and caption it with a lie. Get called on it as my people in the comment section to let you know, hey, you know this is defamation of character, you know this is not true. And rather than you upload a new video and say, I apologize, I should wait till facts come out. No, you found out you was in error, and what you attempted to do was upload a new video and give it a new caption, which is still incorrect, but just less egregious than the previous one. So all of you that took that original post, which is all over the place, spread like wildfire, is misinformation. It's misinformation. And it's wrong to do stuff like this. And brother, whatever your issue is, you can have an issue with whatever you have an issue with on planet Earth, and that's all right. But to go out your way to misinform people about another brother and to make such egregious allegations, and then when you find out that you're in error, brother, rather than say you was in error, you simply attempt to reword it. But we screen record your page and we screenshot the original videos of this right here. This is what you posted. This is your name right there. Tony the Closer. This is the cloud I guess you want. You want to be part of my life, now you're part of it. But just not the way you want to be. Brother Polight pleads guilty to molestation to molesting a 14-year-old child. Hell fucking no, I didn't. I didn't. It's just true. And no matter how much you hope and bang and wish that I do, I ain't pleading to no goddamn child molestation. And that's it. Now, I never seen a group of people fiending for somebody, hoping that someone did some shit like this. I never seen that in my life. I never seen a people hate another man so much that if it meant what they hope is the outcome, that a child was abused, that they would rather that in their hatred for a man. I would think you Negroes would be sitting here, I hope it's not true. I hope nobody got abused. No, you Negroes is here, I hope it's true because you hate me so much. Okay? And so for the goofies that's out there saying if someone accused me of something like that, I'm going to talk about it every day. It's not how the court system works. So I forgive you for your ignorance because you don't know no better. But that's it. There was no pleas made, and I never pled to no damn child molestation. Point blank, period. That's it. And you can verify that. I don't know how people can know more about my world than I would know about my world. But one thing is about it, people are so freaking weird that they will find something wrong with me clarifying that no plea has been made and I never pled to no damn child molestation. This is wrong. And for people to upload misinformation, take it down. Don't apologize for spreading misinformation as it gets into the hands of other people who irresponsibly propagate this misinformation. Then get mad at me when I attempt to check and rectify people like, hey, rectify the matter and just say, yo, please don't spread misinformation. You can spread your speculations. You can spread what you would like to believe is the case. But once you assert something as a fact that is so egregious and can implicate the lives of several people, once you realize you've done that, and clearly you knew what you was doing the first time you did the post because of the effort you made to get one video and then attach this false narrative on top of it. Clearly we know your intention was malicious But then after being checked about it, taking the video down and then uploading a new one and putting a new caption in there, that's still incorrect, but less egregious than the first one. Whoever you are, Tony the Closer, I'm going to Tasha you. But what you can do is just apologize for first putting out the misinformation. You can reach out to the homie because I'm a good brother. And I'm not coming at you with no violence and no negativity. I don't have no malice for you. You're probably just attempting to keep the clout going on your page or raise the volume of customers that come your way by keeping content on your channel. I know this is a different era since the social media era where we get paid to post things. So I just know how the YouTube streets are. I know how the Facebook streets are. I know how the Instagram streets are, the Twitter streets, the TikTok streets. I know people are doing their best to make a buck out here, and we get a little desperate sometimes. And before we even cross-reference, before we dot our I's, before we cross our T's, we go out our way.
All right. That's him before today. That's Brother Polight video before today. All right. This was months ago when he made this video. I think it was back in June or July. He made that video saying no way in hell that he took a plea. No way in hell he would take a plea admitting that he did a sexual crime to a 14-year-old. You heard it. Oh, you guys are lying. I'm going to sue you. I got big money. I could be petty. I could sue you, or you could just apologize. All that theatrics. Brother Polight is he's a great actor. I give it to him. He got the gift of gab, and he's a great actor. He's a wonderful actor. Wonderful actor. Brother Polight did not want the public to know what actually happened. So he was doing everything he could to make sure that we do not know what actually happened. But one thing he could not stop is people sitting inside of the Zoom, having connection to Zoom, having watch parties with the Zoom today. He couldn't stop it. Now, somebody in one of the comments on Instagram said he was begging the judge to not let people listen to the Zoom. But as we all know, people get access to people's Zoom sentencings and hearings and stuff. So Brother Polight was doing all of that theatrics 6 months ago, or what is that, a couple months ago, just to actually cop a plea to everything that Tony the Closer and other people said. Now, if you listen to the audio in the beginning, I'm not this one, but the first one, his hearing, right? It was a plea hearing. All you had to do was listen to what was going on in the audio. You would clearly hear them say, plea, 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 entering a plea, entering a plea. Brother Polight wants you to believe whatever he says and not what the audio said. The audio said entering a plea the same day he made this video we just played. The audio clearly said entering a plea. And he goes live and talk about, I ain't never entered no plea and I ain't never plead guilty. It was all lies. And then it's up to you if you wanted to believe it or not. But, shout out to Sonetta, for everybody who was blaming, saying Sonetta knew about it. I think I probably alluded to it. So I'm going to apologize to Sonetta right now. So, Sonetta, I apologize. I think I did link you to this one, this crime. I think I did link you. So I'm apologize to Sonetta. Sonetta had nothing to do with this. He was actually correct. Sonetta was correct about waiting till the actual evidence come out. He was actually correct. Okay? He was actually correct. So salute to Sonetta for that. Sonetta kept it real, kept it honest when it comes to this situation. He did not waver. He said he's going to wait, and he did, and he stood on what he stood on. He said he done with Polight. Hey, we got to salute him. He definitely was right. We should have waited. All right, so everybody who blaming saying Sonetta knew, you have to apologize. You need to make you a video. You need to go under his comments and you need to apologize because we were wrong. We were wrong. Sonetta had nothing to do with this. All right. So Brother Polight is now sentenced to 7 years and 10 years probation. We're going to listen to the call. We're going to listen to the Zoom call. So shout out to Tony the closer for that. Let's get to the Zoom call, everybody. Let's get to the Zoom call. Let's get to it.
State prison. Count 2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to punishable by up to 30 years state prison, and contributing to the delinquency, dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the defendant to initial each page because there are not initials on these pages. All right. Let me know when it's done.
Boy, that nigga gonna have a rough time in jail.
Yes, sir. Now, it is my understanding, Mr. Nowak, that you have gone over this plea agreement with your lawyer, and I want to go over it with you, not each and every aspect of it, but the major components of the plea agreement. But what I am going to ask is for the state to tell me the general terms of the plea agreement, and then we will go into the details on the contract. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the plea agreement includes an adjudication, 7 years of state prison, followed by 10 years of reporting probation. As a condition of probation, the defendant
It's like when you say 10 years.
10 years reporting probation. Okay. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding where he may work and the ability to wear a uniform. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the victim, and additional restitution to be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody. And that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the plea agreement. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea agreement.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Okay. All right.
The defendant's counsel wants to provide probation with the proof of the $5,000 being paid.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931? Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to also advise you, sir, that you are going to be sentenced to 7 years in state prison, to be followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In addition to any of these special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offender treatment program. That you are also not eligible. Okay, you may, according to the state, you may be eligible for early termination if all of the conditions of your probation have been completed, that you have had no violations of your probation, and that you have not been arrested for any other criminal offense. Is that correct, State?
And to clarify, the terms stated in 5 is there's no prohibition on early termination. However, there is the requirement that any modification to this agreement be agreed by the state and the court.
Okay. All right, sir. Now, with respect to this plea agreement, I have on each page next to defendant's initials MN. Did you in fact affix those initials to each page?
I did.
And have you reviewed each and every component of this plea agreement going through page 1 and through page 4?
I have.
Now it says on page 4, having read the above mentioned terms of this plea agreement and having been advised by my counsel, David Terrace, I, Michael Note, freely and voluntarily enter into this plea agreement and agree to abide by all terms and conditions of this plea agreement, and agree that failure to comply with any terms or conditions within this agreement constitutes a violation of probation and subjects me to be sentenced to the statutory maximum penalties provided by law for the crimes for which I am now pleading guilty. And then it has a signature over the name Michael Noah. Is that in fact your signature, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I am now going to place my signature on this plea agreement, in that I am now going to be ratifying this plea agreement as negotiated between the state of Florida and your attorney. Has anybody, including your lawyer, told you anything differently than what I've just told you?
No.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication affecting your ability to understand me?
No.
Is anybody forcing, threatening, or coercing you to enter into this? The ability to compel the attendance of witnesses on your behalf, the ability to confront and cross-examine the witnesses and evidence against you. You had the right to testify just like any other witness, or remain silent, and your silence could not have been used against you if you went to a jury trial. You also had the right to appeal any mistakes that I would have made during the course of the trial, and the right to hold the state of Florida to the burden of proving these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand, sir, that by entering into this plea, that you are giving up all of these rights and we will not have a jury trial?
I do.
Have you discussed this plea with your lawyer?
Yes.
Has he answered all of your questions?
Absolutely.
Are you satisfied with your lawyer's services and advice?
Definitely.
Did the state provide all the discovery in your possession to the defense?
Yes.
Did the defense review all of the discovery in your possession with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do both sides know of any physical evidence containing DNA that would exonerate the defendant?
No.
Very well.
And do both sides stipulate to a factual basis for this plea?
Yes.
Definitely.
And the court has reviewed the arrest affidavit, makes the finding that there is a factual basis for the plea. Mr. Noack, are there any witnesses or is there any evidence that you wanted your lawyer to investigate or me to receive before entering into this plea?
No.
All right. The court finds that the defendant understands the nature of the charges against him and the consequences of this plea, that he has been represented by competent and effective assistance of counsel with whom he says he is satisfied. I find the defendant has knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waived his rights. All statutory fines, court costs, and surcharges will be assessed. Counsel, do you waive PSI?
Yes, Your Honor.
PSI. Now, Mr. Noack, you do understand, as I mentioned to you before, that the state, as they had articulated earlier, you may be eligible for early termination as long as certain conditions are met. That means no violation. One second. All right, you may unmute, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, well, you don't want to give your name, so at this point, just go ahead and you can give us an impact statement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Michael Noack. This is the first time I have spoken publicly about what you've done to my daughter and I. I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that, my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself.
Damn.
You told me you was gonna be right back. You were going downstairs. You were gonna grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back. I thought you were going to have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system.
Oh my God.
And you thought your master plan was mapped out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was going to be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not. And although you executed your plan and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning, and I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby and you gave her no way to seek help. You left me no way to contact her, even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's going to be hurt all over again. I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not okay. She feels uncomfortable around people and will live with this forever, and this is not fair to her. She never deserved this. Shame on you for forcing evil on our youth. And you know, for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Her and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now. All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. How can you do this to an innocent child and mother who simply trusted you? We did nothing wrong. But you know what? I'm done breaking my head trying to question or figure out how you could do such a thing. It's so simple to me now. You're just a sick man. A man who you can have a plethora of women, but you secretly prefer to have a child. And it's so clear now. I will never be able to fully trust another person doing the betrayal that you've shown me. And for that, I was not willing to trust 6 strangers and go to trial. Nor was I going to put my daughter through an additional trauma. This plea was in our best interest. You and I both know the evidence is extremely substantial. But even with that, I refuse to have my child be tormented when she's done nothing wrong. All she holds is the truth. And I will say this. Although you were so worried about being labeled a sex offender, you did us a huge favor by admitting to guilt, period. So for that, I thank you. I truly thank you. Yes, mitigation took place and I allowed it as long as it meant you going to prison and you getting true help. Because true help means no more victims. The fact that your only non-negotiable was to accept a sex crime shows exactly the type of man that you are. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he knows you to be, a sexual predator. So rest assured, jail time equals jail time. And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need, and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image. but I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, you held me and said, please don't go. You're going to ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable acts that you've done to my innocent daughter. Shame on you. And although you've caused a tremendous amount of trauma for myself and my daughter, we will and will always be superior of you, because a successful, honest career is something that you could never, ever have. We will both continue to stand against violence. My daughter will continue to persevere and be bright and intelligent and a courageous young woman that she is. So, Michael Nowak, I hope you enjoy prison, and God bless you.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your courage for speaking. It is heartbreaking, and my heart goes out to you and your daughter. All right. The defendant will be remanded to Department of Corrections.
CPS.
He's given credit for misdemeanor judge. We can do CTS on the misdemeanor, yes. He's giving credit time, whatever he's gotten in. All these years. Yes, yes.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Let's get to it. So that was the call this morning that everybody's talking about. That's the Zoom call where Brother Polight has admitted that he will take the plea deal for all those sexual crimes, for alcohol, drugs, all of that. Right? So all of that stuff he was doing before was straight fake. That's what he's been doing for years. When he get caught up, he never wants to admit that that's what happened. This is sick. This is disgusting. And, you know, I wish the courts would have jumped in and gave him 25, 30 years, something like that. But they left it up to the mother. And the mother said she'd rather go through the plea deal. She does not want to go to trial, even though she knows she'll win. She does not want to put her child in that situation to face the guy who, you know what I'm saying, took advantage of her sexually as a 14-year-old, as a young kid, a young girl, a young lady. So she went through with a plea deal, and, you know, she won't have the sexual the sex offender label on him. He don't have to register the sex offender, but I mean, if you look at the charges and he still have to take sex offender classes, it's still there. The label is still there, even though he don't have to register as one. Brother Polight is an interesting individual on many levels. I have watched Brother Polight, I think, since 2000, was that, I don't know, 12 or something like that. I can't remember. It's either 2012 or something around there. That's when I came across Brother Polight and Sonetta and all of those other people. It was somewhere around like 2012 or 2008, something like that. Then that's when I got introduced to the conscious community online. And Brother Polight has always been an interesting character. Always been an interesting character for a lot of us. More reasons than you know, one. Him and Sonetta was a great tag team. They were a great duo. I have to admit that. Sonetta and Brother Polight was when it came to the debates, they were a great duo. But if you could always see that something was going on with Brother Polight. Even when Sonetta and Brother Polight were out each other, and then other people were out Brother Polight, something was definitely in there. Now we have to remember this. It's a lot of secrets in that circle, man. It's a lot of secrets in that circle. Remember, Brother Polight said he was going to blast everybody. If they want to play with him, he was going to blast everybody. And they left him alone. So we have to remember, there's a lot of secrets in that circle. Okay, you remember it was a lot. We know who was in that circle. I ain't got to name him. If he was around, you know who was in that circle. And Brother Polight said, if y'all want to play, we can play. If y'all want to play, we can play. I out everybody. Remember, it's bigger than Nino Brown. Remember, he said that. So it's a Brother Polight is not the only one with the secrets, y'all. I just want y'all to remember that. He ain't the only one. It's a lot of people in that circle, or was in that circle, got a lot of secrets. And Brother Polight was down to tell everybody, but they left his ass alone. So, it's sad, man. This is sick. He took on his teacher. Remember Dr. York? And what Dr. York went to jail for the same thing. So he basically said, hey, I learned that from my teacher, man. That's my teacher. He told me it's okay to do this, so I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what goes on in that community. Not everybody from Nuwapians, I guess, don't do that. But Brother Polight, he got that from his Nuwapian teacher, man. So that right there is bad for business, man. And Brother Polight still doesn't care. He don't care, man. He's still making fun. He talking about on his Instagram, talking about the charges were dropped. Like he's not taking this serious at all. He's not taking it serious at all, man. He's not taking it serious at all. It's sad. I just wish that the courts would have said, F that, we still gonna make him register as a sex offender. You know what I'm saying? I wish the courts would have still made him register as a sex offender. You know, this is crazy, man. Crazy. It makes no goddamn sense. I'm trying to find something. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. What is it? Where is it? There you go. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's listen to this. Listen to this right here. The people that tried to testify, or that testified to testify based on what that he did do something to them. This is an old video of Brother Polight talking to one of the victims of Dr. York. I want y'all to listen to this. This is Brother Polight talking to a victim of Dr. York. His guard. This is his guard who went to jail for child molestation on 1,000 counts. They gave him like 200 some years. I want y'all to listen. This is a victim of Dr. York's, Polight's spiritual teacher, spiritual God. And he's telling Polight these things happen. And listen to Polight response. The children or the people that tried to testify, or that testified to testify based on what that he did do something to them. Well, I say had to testify because some people didn't testify. So some people felt it in them that they had to do this. Like it's something that they had to do. For me, it felt like it was something I had to do. Because one, like I told you, both my sisters went through the same thing I went through.
First degree misdemeanor, punishable.
I don't know.
Okay, well, both my sisters been molested.
By who?
By Malachi, by Pops, Barbara, you know, Esau and Mom, Esau, whatever. You know, he has sex with them. And there was ages. At what ages? I mean, you know, if you want to get the accurate number, you can ask them.
Around that age. Yeah. You know, I mean,
13, 14, 7, 8. You know, and I will only speak for myself as far as the things that I've been through. Of course, you not as far as, you know, and I don't want to get graphic. One, you know, okay, I'm a dude. I'm not gonna be walking around saying that I've been molested. This and that happened. As a man, you don't want to be going around saying it.
Yeah.
You know?
He's correct. As you see what he said, Dr. York, he molested my sisters also, not just me. And you know, Brother Polight said, around what age? He really didn't want to say the age, but he's like, around what age? Okay, 13, 14, 7, and 8. And he's right. A lot of men do not want to talk about being sexually violated. Just as women. A lot of women do not, young girls and of age women, they don't, that's not something that people want to talk about.
I'm saying, so when in my situation or the way I grew up, I was ready to move on. I left in 2001. I was ready to just live my life, move on, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The people started doing the investigations and stuff. The FBI started doing the investigations, started trying to get statements from people. Both my sisters went ahead and gave their statements. Yeah. I still had nothing to do with it, no statement, no nothing. But I realized, okay, they about to go to court. You know, and I went through the same thing that they went through. Like, I'm my mother only son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the man of the family. You know what I'm saying? My sisters were gonna stand up for themselves, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, well, and then that's when I gave my you know, my statement, and that's when I decided that, you know, that I was gonna go ahead and do it. Nobody wants to see they family go get locked away. So I really understand how hard it is for people that's deeply involved in it also. And people gotta understand, I was born and raised in it too. So I understand from inside out also what it feels like not to have this person around still giving leadership. You know, so it's not no stranger, no random person that's saying, oh, this happened. I mean, this stuff, like, I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was upstate New York after Brooklyn. You know, upstate New York when he first, you know, touched me, you know. And so from 7 to 14, 7 years that I went through this. You know what I'm saying? And that's my story.
Would you say there's been over 20 children molested by Dr. York?
I would say so. I mean, I would say that it was, you know, if I could confirm people that I could surely confirm, it would be about 15 or 20 people.
Obviously, if over 15 to 20 people, children were being molested. So they have to now say, how come the adults wasn't saying nothing? Shouldn't they be locked up with Dr. York too? How come they're free to testify about it?
You understand the adults were separated from their children. You know, so you have.
Now, Brother Polight, he asked him, how many children do you believe have been molested by Dr. York? He said, yeah, about over 20, about close to 20 or over 20. And Brother Polight says, well, how come the parents is not locked up too? He said the parents were separated from the children. And guess what? Damn near everybody who talks about this situation always said we were separated from our parents. Yeah, he ain't lying. A lot of people who come out about this, they say the same thing.
The girls in one house, the boys in one house, the women in one place, the brothers in one place. You know, everybody was separated. So it wasn't no house with a family, and then you could recognize when your child is gone.
You mean to tell the world that none of these children had enough sense in their mind to go tell their parent that this isn't right? I've been touched sexually, I've been sexually abused. Not one child out of all these children. It could have stopped so long ago if just one child or just one adult. What caused all of this to come out? First, you hear nothing from nobody. Yeah. You hear nothing from nobody. Then you hear something from everybody, all at the same time.
There might not have been a medium to talk to anybody about the situation.
Not even their parents.
I mean, that's why, of course, I could have told my mother.
You chose not to.
It's not that I chose not to. To really explain it would really take a lot. But I mean, you're not really yourself when you're not, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no esteem. You know what I'm saying? You got no, you know what I'm saying? You can't even face, like, my mother she found out from my sister, and she came to me and asked me about it. And I still really couldn't even tell her. I had to say, well, I had sex with the girl, and he was there. And that was my way of telling her that, yeah, it happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's the initial conversation. And this is like 2 weeks before we left. It was something I was under. I couldn't tell my mom. I didn't tell nobody. It was something that held me to not say it. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked up to him as my dad. Because I looked up to him as the person that he was. I thought he was a God figure. I thought he, you know, and all those reasons, like, you know, I'm trying to, like, see why is this going on? What's the significance? I'm young. I don't even know what really intersects. And I don't even.
Why do you think he's locked up for 135 years, underground, 60 feet? in a super max penitentiary with no one with a case like into his own amongst cannibals. Not because what you think he should be locked up for, why you think he's locked up.
Well, I mean, to answer your question in the way that I think you're asking it, you know what I'm saying? Because one, you have a black leader that was getting black people together and was building a sovereign nation.
Tell me if this is something you believe. That's not what I want to get. What do you personally believe? Dealing with the facts of the matter, not denying you of your experience, but based on what we all know, what is necessary to lock a person up when you accuse them of these types of
What I know from history is that whenever you have a black leader that's uplifting people, that's doing something for the community, that's bringing people together, and that's building people and elevating people, they get taken down. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't have been taken down, and he hasn't been taken down until they found something to take him down with. So if you do it then with I'm a lesson kid, do you really care about anybody else? This is what I have to live with. I have to live with how do I come across the people that's in the knowledge and even vibe with them and talk to them on a regular level and people looking at me one way.
Nah, that's all good. You always come to a class of hours.
That's cool, but you know what I'm saying. But it is. But see, the thing is that
don't make you a bad
at the
person.
end of the day, people are always gonna have his word over anybody else's word because that's all they know.
No, at the end of the day, he's locked up, so obviously they took your word over everyone else's. It doesn't matter. Like I told you, if we say he's innocent, when he's still locked up in prison, your word accounted for everything.
Well, I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? I can only face what's in front of me. And everything that's in front of me, I see people that's being misled. I see people that's under the impression, and even though
That's like what people are saying,
doctors
being railroaded, that people are saying none of this has to do with the case as far as the government is concerned. The government don't give a damn about how people saying that. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
You got people saying that kids haven't been molested. I can't see what you're seeing. I can't see I know.
I want y'all to understand, Brother Polight is getting aggravated with a victim of Dr. York. Brother Polight never met Dr. York. I want y'all to understand it. There's a time that I believe that Dr. York and Brother Polight met each other. They're like father and son. Brother Polight came out years later and admitted that he never met Dr. York. He never met him.
What happened to me? I know what he did. I know what kind of person he is. You know what I'm saying? So
what kind of person he is? That's the question I want to ask you. What kind of person is Dr. York?
I mean, you get what you see. You get what you see. Tell me, what people didn't see is also.
I asked you about other people. I want to know about you personally. I want to get into your mind. I want to know, what is he to you? Who is he to you?
Who he is to me right now? He's somebody that did a lot of things great, but had his flaws and didn't correct those flaws. And he had years and years and years to correct those flaws. He didn't correct those flaws. Now I came back and now he's incarcerated. Should he be in this? Should he be out? Someone like him shouldn't be incarcerated if they uplifted the community and do what he did. But if you're gonna do that and on top of that, still do the wrong thing for years and years and years, then you definitely shouldn't be out on the streets. That's if I was the devil, the perfect devil is the one who's gonna be a pastor, a preacher, or the one doing the right thing, and actually the one doing the wrong thing and send you to hell. That's the perfect devil right there. If I was a devil right now, I'll be telling you to do the right thing. I'll be telling you to live your life this way, and I'll be sending you right to hell. The devil knows the gospel as well as any pastor or preacher. So if the devil is going to do his job, what better way to do it than to have everybody lifting themselves or doing the right thing? And in actuality, it's like they're going up, but they're going this way. It's not just up. It's like they going up and they're going astray. You know what I'm saying? That's the only really way that the devil could do his job is to deceive people into thinking that he's actually God, to deceive people into thinking that he's actually Christ. That's why they say you will have false prophets and false messiahs. I will respect the wolf. I will respect the wolf that approached me and tried to hunt me down to the wolf that came in sheep clothing.
My whole argument in this whole situation is, should people be locked up based on what people believe? I got the right to be angry. You know why? Because the Lord promises me something different. The Lord promises me that we will lock people up beyond a shadow of a doubt. That's what the Lord promises me.
Yeah. But in this case, it was up to 12 people to have that reasonable doubt or not. saw people make this decision.
Not so. What's the?
If you're gonna fight for
It's your matter of
fight
opinion.
for it for another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molested kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually. Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny. Scientifically, we say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there, much like I believe most Christians don't identify.
See that? He said even if he was convicted, 100% evidence, he still identify him as his Most High God. Because even Christians, you know, come on, man. What is it? Come on, run it back.
Fight for it for another reason. Don't fight for it because he's innocent of a molested kid.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually. Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny. Scientifically, we say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your Most High, acknowledge him as your Most High God? I would have to. I don't identify with everything he does there, much like I believe most Christians don't identify with everything their God does, because it says their God is a jealous God. And some Christians will tell you it's not right to be jealous. And some will tell you that, it shouldn't be vengeful, but then the Bible tells you Most High is a vengeful God. And tell you shouldn't hate, but it tells you that God loved Jacob and he hated Esau. You know what I'm saying?
There's a difference between being a proud Wahhabi and saying that he's innocent. Okay, that's two different people. I could be a proud Wahhabi because I was born in the Wahhabi, but it's two different kinds of people.
You got people. If that's the case,
I can be, but how can I be a proud Wahhabi if the Wahhabians are saying that he's innocent and I'm saying that this happened to me? So now it is. You see how we sitting down talking. That's. But see, the thing is that now it's my word against the master teacher's word, and whose word is they gonna take?
I know one thing the master teacher always taught is that when you're looking at the sides of the truth, it's his side, her side, his or her side versus his or her side. But really, in actuality, it's just the truth. Your side, their side, and just the truth. There's only one. There's only one truth.
As you see, he said he still will claim him as his Most High God, even if he was convicted of all of those counts. And he ended up being convicted anyway. All right. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, and we can do a panel and talk about this tomorrow. Open panel on this situation. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Cash App Soul Mirror 29. PayPal Suicide Ace 29. If you like the content, I see y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.